Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Playday number 2 of Project Eris. We've got two great teams on display, but I've also got a special caster coming in for the community cast. Yeah, Harrison Broder. How are you doing today, Crow?
I'm good. This is my very first time ever casting Women's Siege, I think. No, that's a lie. I did a show match for PB or something one time. This is my first Women's League cast, I guess. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean,
hopefully I'm not too mean.
Yeah, you just got to tone it down just a little bit. We got to be nice and spread the positivity. We've already got the rosters ready because we're trying to get this game going. We're excited, and so are the players. And all 10 of them we have, mainly, are looking quite good. A lot of new faces into the competitive scene. Wamens team, you got Tiger, Kaz, Bagel, Bree, and Allie, who are learning comp as the same as on the side of TACHANKA'S Angels, who struggled a little bit last week. Both of these teams are 0-1. However, they're both looking to bounce back quite strong. And for TACHANKA'S Angel, it'll be Stephos, Flog, Miss Lizard, Jay Holiday, and Ice Rocker trying to make the difference.
Yeah, and whereas on Wamens team, these are names, that aren't necessarily familiar to comp, but I have seen, around, I've played with Allie, I've seen the rest on Twitter. I've never seen anyone on TACHANKA'S Angels.
They're the sleeper
all 5
picks.
of these players
they're the sleepers.
they're all completely new to me. So, well, I'm friends with Allie. I'm definitely going to be making fun of her a lot whenever she whiffs. I'll be sure to point it out. Everyone else, this is my first time. Pretty much. Actually, I've talked to Bagel on Twitter a couple times.
I've talked to Bagel as well as Bree on Twitter before.
Yeah, this is my first time even interacting with them. So
yeah, I mean, it's always going to be fun. There's always new things, just like maps. Maps are new, right, Harrison? We're having some map changes.
Well, you say
not yet, but they will be coming eventually.
Consulate's gone.
Just like in our current map pool, it's gone.
Yep, just like in the map pool. It's
Goodbye. Goodbye,
out.
Consulate.
Coastline, one of my favorite maps to cast. My other favorite map to cast. Cool. My third... Man. No.
Don't do it.
No.
This is 2 for 2 with Wamens team playing Oregon. Last week when they played against Disrupt, it was still an entertaining game because Kaz dropped like 18 and it was fun. But sure, they did lose. So, I guess on the side of TACHANKA'S Angel, they played Clubhouse last week. So I guess Clubhouse and Oregon, you kind of know those are your more default maps. Those are your more comfortable maps. And both these teams are trying to get experience as best as they can. And the experience that you, Harrison, are feeling is not a very good one, is it?
Oregon, huh?
Mm-hmm. How many times do you think we can rhyme Oregon? Because you got Oregon, Boregon, Snorgan. I don't want to cast you anymore again.
I don't want to play it anymore again.
We don't have to wait anymore again. We don't have to wait anymore again because the map is starting.
Watching this is abhorrent.
That's a good one.
I mean, there's plenty of opportunities to express our distaste, but hopefully, these teams are going to have the wherewithal to make this an entertaining one, as hard as that is on a map like Boregon Snorgan. So, first ban, all right, off to a great start. Thatcher off the board. I mean, it's Thatcher. We don't really need to explain why you ban this operator. He is good on every single map. He is the only guy who can take pretty much disable half of the defender's utility in a radius. TACHANKA'S Angels banning Zofia, though. Okay. When we first started to see Zofia bans, it was on this map.
Mm-hmm.
It was on Oregon because of how prevalent the shield meta was.
But
she's slowly been taken out of the meta. Is it a counterban to Kaz?
Might be just a little.
I don't know if she plays though.
But there's something about the M762 that doesn't quite hit as hard as it used to.
It's all about the
LMG. Did they drop the ammo count on it or something? Maybe tweak the damage, or maybe made the recoil go so far to the left that. Okay, I'm not gonna make a political joke, but
it's just gonna get me sad. I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah, But Kaid Mir, very default bans besides the Zofia. That one stands out. But I mean, there's other LMGs that I'm sure that Kaz can use. We saw her play
Ying.
a yep, Ying is a big one, especially on Oregon. And
Yeah.
it's fun. It's fine. Starting downstairs in the basement because Valk is left up. Kaz will be just running around, absolute demoness with the black eye cams and looking to get some frags for the squad.
Jackal.
Does Jackal have the
Jackal on
PDW? That's what I want to know.
Jackal on Oregon from Peach. Jackal is all right. Jackal can help a lot on a map like Consulate, Coastline, even a Chalet, maybe even the rare Jackal pick on Clubhouse. But Oregon is just not really a map where he can slot into a lineup because, one, the roams on Oregon, not too hard to sniff out. There's not a lot of places you're going to be sitting as a roamer, and if you have thorough enough drone work or good enough flank watch, for example, the Zero, he's got 4 cams, you don't necessarily need the Jackal, but he does have a really good gun, and he's got smokes. I would have liked to maybe see I mean, I'm sure they're going to be entering with the Jackal, of course, along with the Iana. I would have liked to see maybe that Ashe, come in for the extra destruction. Maybe you have the Flores act as a flank watch because you're going to have to take out these shields. They're running both the Goyo and the Smoke because there's 3 shields. Now, they only have the Jaeger to protect it, but you can sometimes use all the help you can get. Plus, with that Flores, you can kind of use him as that pseudo flank watch because you have more drones to dedicate for the site. I mean, you can take more of your drones and leave them for flank watch. So, the Jackal's an interesting pick. No, she does not have the PDW, as you had mentioned, Connor. I know you have a great
I
affinity for
love
that
the
weapon.
PDW. It is
I
it
know
is
you
the
do.
Roni on
The
attack,
C70 is
but
still
even
so
better.
good, though.
It has
The
actual
C70 is so
recoil
good.
now. The PDW is just the Roni with more bullets, more damage,
All
more
right,
fire
all
rate, and
right.
even less recoil.
And more ammo. Double the mag.
Yes, double
More
the
than
mag.
double the mag, actually. 2.5 times the mag.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, too, maybe the Jackal could be because Wammen. Should we call them Wammen team or the Wammen? I'm going to say the
The
Wammen. Because
Wammen.
the
I like the
Wammen.
Wammen.
Yeah, because I thought the Wammen, bringing a Mute, bringing a Valkyrie, we're setting up for a roam, but that's not the case. This Jackal is going to be, at least his primary utility is going to be fairly useless.
Yeah, because of the bunker setup that we're seeing from
And
Wammen team.
sorry, there's no smokes. That caught me off guard. Got a
Interesting.
Claymore.
Yeah,
They're
got
bringing
the
2 Claymores.
they just really don't want the flanking shenanigans going on from Wammen team. Maybe they watched that last VOD and saw that, yeah, Kaz was, as the kids say, hitting a lick every once in a while, flying up a staircase and punishing the attackers who were starting to stall out in various locations. But for the side of TACHANKA'S Angels, they don't seem to be stalling out so far. About a minute and a half left in the round, and they have all the control that they want. Besides kind of the control that you need. You got meeting, you got the meeting hatch open, you can drop into E-Box, etc., etc. But taking Pillar or taking Freezer, that's what typically takes a little bit more time. At the TACHANKA'S Angels, they're going to have to crank it up just a little bit on their pacing.
Yeah, there's about a minute 15 left, and all they've really done is, take control of the map that the roamers were not contesting and open the E-Box hatch. Curious enough, with the hard breach charge, it kind of makes you wonder, you don't really know what site Wammen are going to go to 100% unless you're very familiar with the team. But, so, I know why they're running the double hard breach plus the hard breach charge, but still, kind of a waste. Again, if you're going to use the hard breach charge anyway, double them up with the Maverick, trade out the Ace for something else. And speaking of the Maverick, he's already dead. I don't quite know how Bree was allowed to push up like that and shotgun 1 down, as Tiger is going to get another 2. I don't even know. Where's Tiger? Ice Rocker is going to try and make a last-ditch attempt at winning the round. He takes out 1, make that a 2nd, but Ali, she'll make sure that the round doesn't spiral out of control. And again, the operator lineup for the attack, I don't know if they had enough tools for the job.
Yeah, it became a difficult game. They were almost fighting an uphill battle from the utility stance because there were so many shields brought on the side of Wammen's team. Goyo, he brings 2, and Smoke has another one with those ADSs over towards elbow. It's just a difficult position to be in where, sure, you have nades with Yana as well as Maverick, but you don't really have a whole lot of burn, especially now as the Lion has been switched to a Buck, probably bringing Hard Breach Gadget.
I hope not. They have double hard reach. They also still don't have like a flank watch operator.
Mm-hmm.
When on Oregon, you know, you're always going to be taking the Zero, the Flores, the Nomad, what have you. Nomad is up, and she's typically the premier flank watch on this map. So it's interesting that they're not taking that.
Yeah,
Still
because
bringing the
Nomad's just so
Jackal.
nice. You just set it and forget it.
I don't really know why you would bring the Buck on this map as well, unless you were going for a big window white take, and even then you don't really need the Buck if you have an Ashe. Again, because Sledge, you know, take Sledge, he's got the nades. Wammen also have a very interesting lineup. So
Lots of burn that you need.
They're taking the Wamai, but not the Jaeger. Already a decision that we don't really see a lot from teams unless you're going for a very specific hold. And they are bringing the Wamai and the Aruni, but they don't have any shields. They only have the castle. And if Cyano, our beautiful observer, we can look around and try to find those castle barricades. That's normal. That's the split castle. Ooh, there's one on the trophy door. And where is the third?
I think it's over by...
Okay.
Oh, it isn't
It's
even...
right here.
I thought it was by
It's by
Green
the
Hall,
shower
but no,
hall.
it's by...
All right, so
Shower
the castle placements make sense. There's no Aruni gate to double up, though. The Aruni gates are placed completely separate parts, and I really got to question the use of a bandit, but it is going to come the Zoe clone. That will bait out Kaz. Nice 1-2 punch from the attack.
Yeah, really well done by Peach to get that first frag, and now we have to say that TACHANKA'S Angels, their attack on this bomb site is looking a lot more formidable than their previous round. Allie, she's still upstairs, but is her time numbered? No, it's actually going to be Peach that goes down as a headshot rains right onto the dome of the Jackal. And once again, the Wamai is going to continue persisting upstairs, trying to kill as much time and people as possible. The pinch is slowly coming out as those proximity alarms over towards the trophy side rain true. But another shot onto Bree. Down goes your bandit inside of sight, and the pressure is surmounting from all sides.
Yeah, quite the curious hold from Wammen, and TACHANKA'S Angels just kind of running into it head first. And so far it's worked. It's a 1-for-2 trade, and all you've lost is the Jackal. The question is, do they know where Allie is? I guess not, if she just swings right by the doorway and domes Stephos. Tiger is the next to get a kill through that open breach. Down goes Flog your Maverick, and Allie's looking for more. Both she and Ice Rocker lit up. Ice Rocker, though, can probably absorb one more bullet than Allie as she takes a chill pill and just sits in concrete, I guess, waiting for Allie to peek. That leaves just the Buck and the Ace, Jay Holiday, completely separated from her compatriot over towards the tower side of things, opening that stage wall. Here comes the peek from Allie. She'll bait out some shots as Ice Rocker has no idea where she's gone to, and here's the Wamai collecting the kill. A triple kill upstairs with the roam, unsuccessfully flushed out, and that leaves just Jay alone in a 1 versus 3. Sure, Allie is low, but there's still 2 bodies to find, and Allie will end up getting a 4K. Wammen with their second round in a row.
Yeah, really well done, because Allie had 2 kills all of last week's map, and she already has 4. Actually, no, there's 5 because she got 1 in the first round. So, you know, I had an alert, or pardon me, I just had a little insider information that she just wasn't feeling too good. She'd gotten a shot in her right shoulder the morning before. You know, she was just feeling sore. So, you know, that's your flicking arm, that's your aiming arm, and that's the only reason that she played bad last week. So I guess her arm's feeling a lot better, and if that round is any indicator towards who the fragging, you know, the big fraggers are on the side of Wammen team, last week it was Kaz, this week Allie Princess has entered the arena, and they're looking like a lot scarier of a team.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Now we're going to be seeing the top floor. Now, if you're going to bring a Buck on any site, it's this one. But they'll drop him once again for the 0. Still picking Jackal, curiously enough.
Yeah, I think Peach is just comfortable on the weapon for the entry.
I guess it's just a comfort pick.
Yeah, I feel like it's a comfort pick. I mean, and
I haven't really seen it be effective yet.
yeah, she got the open in her last round.
Yeah, a whole lot of good that did. Wammen, though, are also still bringing the bandit. There was a Maverick on the board.
There is a Kaid band.
There is, yeah, it's true. There is a Kaid band. At that point, though, a lot of teams will just bring the mute and call it a day. Like,
I think
there's
at
really
that
no
point they would
locking off the
like.
wall.
I think what they're trying to do is bring the mute jammers for more drone, And then, bandit batteries it's adding another step to for the attackers to go through, and especially against newer teams, adding just more and more steps, even if they seem trivial,
Yeah, I guess
does
so. Because
make a big difference.
if they're gonna go below to clear the mute jammer anyway, you might as well slap on bandits and have the mutes for
Yeah.
drones.
I mean,
I don't know.
and Kaz was doing God's work with the MP7 last week, so
That's true. And Ali is on the alibi, who will bring their soul shield. That's also interesting. They've got one shield, yet they've only got one. It's actually okay. It's in the trophy to master door. They've got all this denial with the Jaeger and the Omai for only one shield, and usually that shield that you see Ali playing behind
be like,
is actually placed slightly like behind the
mm-hmm.
doorway, so
So
you
you
can
can
still
have the gap.
rotate. You can still rotate in and around the room, and you can kind of get like a tiny pixel in between. But she just figures she's more comfortable that way. Psych, I just called her Psych because I thought the A was an S. Peach is going to go ahead and do that below work we were talking about, using the secondary shotgun as best she could. She's going to get one of those batteries, but there's still another one for her to find before Jay is going to be comfortable opening that wall, because you really want both panels open.
Yeah, you need to get that open as much as possible, or else you're going to be just funneling in. And yeah, I think a couple people on both sides unfortunately did disconnect.
At least it's
but
even.
At least it's even. Yeah. Yeah. And another person. I
Well,
guess the server is just dying. So I assume that we're gonna be going. Yeah. I was thinking in my head that this round was looking a little bit suspicious with some of the movement. So yeah, I think we are gonna be going on a quick rehost. We'll have to wait admin
yeah, it
confirmation.
depends on the admin call, because while it is affecting all players in the lobby, it is very late in the round. So whether or not the round will be replayed again is going to be an admin call. We'll have to see what happens after the round is over. I'm sure we'll take a pause once
It
the
is a
next 37
rehost,
seconds go,
yes.
but it is going to be a full rehost, meaning that we're probably going to completely replay the round. So no harm, no foul.
Hey, and that's why we have Ginger Giggles here. So we got an admin on call. We got him ready.
That's true.
And yes, unfortunate,
Ali,
but
Ali
is
is
what
not
it is.
happy.
Yeah,
Rehosts suck. Hopefully the server
they
issues
do.
are amended. But in the meantime, Kaz is going to peek out, nab the 0. 5 seconds left.
Well, actually, Harrison, we're back on our
Oh,
faces. People can't even see that.
well,
We're back.
Kaz just got a knife kill. That was incredible. Ali is still stuck in the corner. All right.
Yeah, I think it ended up just being fair because after it was 1-1, each side fell down, but then there was so much time wasted on, well, do we play, do we not, that I think it's all good. Everything's fine. We'll just replay that round, same op, same site, everything. And that's how it
Ali just
goes.
shot the MX4 Storm for like 8 straight seconds there.
Yeah, I was hearing that, and I was very confused if that was an audio bug or not.
That caught me off guard. That's what lag will do to you. This is the game we know and love.
This.
Well,
It is
love
esports
/
ready.
hate. We all have love-hate relationships with Siege. So hopefully we'll be able to get everyone back in the lobby and in the game soon. But it's 2-2, or sorry, 2-0, if you're unaware. And so far my takeaway, what's my main takeaway? Weird ops. Weird ops. People playing more for comfort than they are for the utility, which I can't exactly disagree with, because a lot of these people are brand new to comp. But dear TACHANKA'S Angels, dear Wamens team, if you do want to step foot in comp, if you want to fully open the door and take the plunge, you got to expand your comfort zone.
You can't just dip your toe in. You got to go full cannonball.
Yeah.
Right into the deep end.
Can't just dip your toe. You know when they say, like, jumping in the pool when it's cold, it's better to go in all at once and get used to it than in slowly? You got to do that. You got to expand your comfort zone. You got to play more for the utility and for the team than you do your own comfort. If you don't feel comfortable on fragging on any other op, maybe, take a flank watch, take a more supportive role, or just learn how to play another operator. So, for example, Oregon, Jackal, not great. They're running 0 and double hard breach. Again, I would like to see maybe a Flores, the Iana Ash combo, a sledge being brought for extra nades instead of the buck.
Because
Claymore.
nades are very good.
You're also bringing 2 Claymores. Smokes on Jackal. Smokes in this game, smokes are invaluable to the point where sometimes you'll even see any Yana bring smokes over nades if a team already has enough destruction. We've even seen that in Pro League. Smokes, would you agree? After nades, smokes are
Yeah.
probably the second most important
Yep.
secondary utility. Claymores are like,
I would say claymores are bottom.
you bring like one.
Because
One.
you would have
Maybe.
you got nades, smokes, breaching
Stuns.
charge, or
Breaches and
stuns,
stuns is dependent. It depends on
breaches,
who you're
yeah,
playing. Because like
and then
a Hibana, you're gonna bring
hard breach
the
gadget,
stuns over the breaching, but on
hmm
like a Blackbeard or whatever, a lot of times
yeah, or like an IQ. You're not gonna
we'll
bring
see
the
stuns as
claymore.
well.
You're gonna bring the
Yeah.
breaching charges.
But or like on defense, right? There is a Cade ban. Obviously, there's a Cade ban. But Bandit is not necessarily who you're going to be filling that void with. Bandit is not nearly powerful. Bandit tricking is not nearly as powerful on this map as it is on Clubhouse. It can be. Again, it can be. But Tachanka's Angels are doing their due diligence as the attack, which is good. They are not letting those bandit batteries stay there. And even if there were none, I'm sure they would go below and check anyway because you're running a mutant. If they go below and check, well, there goes your bandit trick because they're holding holes. Plus, they're bringing both Wamai and Jaeger. They're bringing the combo, but they've only got one shield. And the one shield they're playing is Alibi. When on a map like Oregon, smoke is so good. So that's my main takeaway so far. Is while they are playing the ops they're bringing correctly, they're not the most effective.
It's like right idea, poor execution almost, but not even necessarily.
Like that video that he a little confused, but he got the spirit.
Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, yeah, naturally, this round they can't make those changes because rehost, blah, 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 blah. You gotta do same site, same ops. We're gonna try to recreate all of the circumstances as much as possible, like that. The lobby never froze in the first place. Short memories. We got goldfish up in the brain, and we're just gonna make sure that we don't know what happened exactly a minute and a half ago. But if we don't have a goldfish memory, Harrison, we know that Tachanka's Angels went for a little bit of a split take downstairs, went the shotgun, got rid of those bandit batteries. We saw Flog and Holiday over on this big tower side, maving away those bandit charges, breaching in, and then eventually there were some rotations here and there, and then everybody disconnected, and that's where things got interesting.
Yeah, it was a pretty standard take.
Mm-hmm.
Still bringing the same ops, but are they switching? They're entering from small side. No, okay. They just want to do the full west to east clear. So Zero going into tower first, clearing with the drone is very normal. What you do is you clear T1, set up the flank cams, and then you're safe to go into T2 to open those walls. So I like that from Tachanka's Angels. Again, doing their due diligence, and that's been important. I also like the play from downstairs. They know the hatch is open, and that's how they clear the Wamai disc, because Bree, the way she's throwing them, unfortunately, with the Wamai, you kind of have to throw them that far forward. When you throw them on the ceiling like that, they're very easily shot out. But something we did see from Flog earlier, I think it was on the meeting round, she did die through her own mav holes. So hopefully she's a little...
Yeah, I mean, confidence is not lacking from Bree. She's peeking those holes as soon as they get opened up. But just like the hatch opened up from below, that's what we were saying with just all of those Wamai magnets getting taken out. And I guess half of the round is already taken out as well. And Tachanka's Angels are going slow, but soon they'll be able to get the breach open, and then maybe things will crank up and get a little bit more aggressive because, once the time starts going at your back, that's the 6th defender. What happened, Harrison?
They're acing the attic wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just went ahead and they aced it last round as well.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they aced it last round.
Interesting.
They do a vault hole, and then they rotate her over to the other side because they got those bandit batteries off. They'll have the crossfire established over, and then they'll try to pinch through. But Bri is kind of the backbone of the defense right now. She's going to be the one taking a whole lot of gunfights. As soon as Allie takes hers, making sure that they can't just walk into Master for free. A quick peek up is actually going to take out Peach. It's the opening frag for the defense. As the drone is going to confirm, yes, there's an alibi behind the shield. There's a whole lot of those clones right behind her as well.
Yeah, that was a curious decision from Peach to move in ahead of the drone, even though she saw the shield. And there is stuff protecting it. We see there's the Jaeger, there's the Wamai. The shield is not going to go uncovered. Also, Allie, what are you doing? Why do you not have the 1.5 on the MX4 Storm? You are a troller! And Jay is going to be the next person simply just walking in. Flog will eventually take Attic, but there's only 10 seconds left. They haven't established the crossfire. There's no master control. She's just going to go in dry. And there's two people looking at her as Allie finds her third kill of the round behind the same shield, peeking the same doorway. So, notes for that round. Allie, use the 1.5.
Do it. It's so good.
What is you doing? It's basically like the 1.5 Roni with more ammo. But hey, you know, if she's more comfortable with the hollow, I'm just giving her crap. I love Allie.
She's 8-0 right now.
She is 8-0. So hey, if she wants to use the hollow over the 1.5, more power to her. The defense was it was pretty standard, like all things considered. Nothing normal about that. TACHANKA'S Angels, when attacking that site, using one ace charge on the attic, I didn't expect it, but it's not egregious. Like, you can go ahead and do that. You can attack the game as well with only 2 ace holes. It's whatever. A lot of people will use all 3 so they can make it a full, like, you know, standing.
You don't have to funnel through a single area.
Or you'll see a lot of teams bring a Hibana instead of the ace because, you know.
Because you can do the 4,
she's got
you can do
burn.
8 pellets.
And she's got burn.
Mm-hmm.
And burn is something that you guys really needed in the previous round. When you see a shield like that, your first instinct should be call someone over to burn ahead of your destruction. Now, I do understand the people you had there were, what was it? It was Jackal, Ace, and Iana.
Yes.
And that's kind of the struggle of that lineup and where you're placing those operators. So you don't have a Hibana, you have an Ace. That means you don't have those stuns. You're bringing a Jackal with a Claymore and not a smoke. So you don't have those burn. So that should be your first instinct when it goes, when you see a shield like that. Plus, like I said, a lot of teams will Mav open the whole attic wall because then you don't even have to worry about the anti-breach. You just open the whole thing with someone covering you. But hopefully we see, you know, that either amended in a later round or addressed. But again, they're attacking basement. I do like the switch to the Ash. That's good. More destruction. No more Jackal. But at the same time, they're losing their flank watch for a buck with hard breach and not burn. Someone whose primary utility is going to be absolutely useless on this site.
Yeah, I mean, at least for the side of TACHANKA'S Angels, they recognize that Wammen team are not going for those roams. They're just bunkering in sight. And so, no Jackal because they don't need to clear a roam. They don't need to find any of those people just running around, which pretty much the only roam setup that we've seen out of Wammen's team was on round 2, upstairs on the tertiary bomb site. So, good adjustments coming out. And they also seem to be moving a lot quicker. We saw that E-box hatch get opened up at 2 minutes, which is good. But we also need to see a little bit more drone work and stuff coming out, especially over towards Pillar, because you have somebody named Kaz just aggressively swinging that giant column. That's going to net the first kill onto Peach. Pardon me. And she's going to pre-fire away and almost take the head off of Flog as well. Going to hold the same angle as Allie Princess, also takes some damage over towards the blue tarps. She'll retreat on into sight as a nade will clear out Pillar and kind of make sure that TACHANKA'S Angels knows that, yeah, I think the Kaz valued her life over that little bit of map control adjacent to the bomb site, where now, you know, you need that nitro cell to deny the plant. And if you count on the side of Wammen team, there's 3 of them. And there's one of them upstairs going for the flank onto Ice Rocker. Now it's a 5v3 with 40 seconds left. TACHANKA'S Angels are going to have to make some magic happen, and that's where Jay Holiday is going to come through. Down goes Lock Tigers. Bagel answers back with a refrag onto Flog, leaving it just up to the Ace and Yana, trying to do a split take, but a beautiful shot coming out of Kaz for a second of the round will drop off the Ace. and now it's just pure Stephos in a 1v4 with smoke canisters coming her way and not a whole lot of time to work with.
Yeah, only 23 seconds. This round is pretty much over. There's even someone aggressively peeking the hatch. You can tell the Wammen want this kill. Stephos is going to try and bring one back with the nade, but Bree, either hearing the cook or just running away, is going to avoid that. Doesn't really matter anyway, though, as she's missed the nade, and up comes Kaz for the final kill. And we see why you bring a flank watch on this map. Tiger, walking up, getting that first kill into meeting after the initial push had unfortunately failed. Another thing I noticed about Tachanka's Angels attack is it seems like they're overly reliant on the Iana clone. So when it comes to attacking with an Iana, the Iana in and of herself is a fantastic source of intel. You're not wrong. Not you, Connor, the team. That's what I'm saying, you two.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
but it needs to be substantiated with drone work. It's not something that you can just Iana clone and call it a day. It's an additional source of info that makes your already existing info stronger. That's how you should be using the Iana. So that's something I've noticed a little bit from Tachanka's Angels. Plus, improper flank watch, bringing the buck instead of that zero or the nomad, allowed the flank from Tiger and the later flank from Kaz. Pushing down the tower stairs ahead of said intel, causing that initial death as well. You also saw Flog. Once she took into Pillar, unfortunately there was really no one with her, so she was stuck on an island. You see her, even with her movement, kind of start to panic and peek back and forth between E-Box, Barrel,
because she has so many angles
Hall.
she has to worry about.
Yeah, because there's no one there to help her, and eventually she takes a fight she can't win. So,
5 seconds to go.
Again, we'll have to see later if Tachanka's Angels are able to address those issues. But
especially because there wasn't a shield inside a Pillar. That's where things get real freaky.
Yeah, it was just
one of the main ways to clear out Pillar is to just open up E-Box hatch, burn down through that door, and bounce a nade right into the feet of the player. And as soon as they see that burn coming through, most people will recognize that, yeah, if I stay here, I'm probably gonna die. So they'll push off, and that's when you can take the map control, as opposed to, once again, slight timing issues with the Tachanka's Angels, such as following a little bit too close or a little bit too far ahead of that drone. Let Peach just get caught off guard by Kaz, who isn't going to miss those shots. She's going to punish you for those mistakes every day of the week.
yeah, that was an aggressive swing from Kaz, who is now on the Roni, so I'm a little bit scared. This hold is exactly the same from the Wammen.
Oh, and they did not have this last
But they
time.
didn't have this. This is good from Bagel. Plus, shooting that Iana clone early, Stephos might not know this is here. If anybody jumps through this floor, Bagel should catch them, and I'll be very disappointed if she doesn't. So Bagel, you better get those kills. And she doesn't have the shotgun. She doesn't have the laser on the shotgun, which is a little bit unfortunate if one of those hip fires doesn't happen to one-shot kill. But Tachanka's Angels have decided not to go through with that big window jump in. They're going to clear completely from the east side of the map. They've got two setting up over towards the tower side of things, ready to take into Attic, which Ali is very tentatively contesting now that she's very low on HP. And you've got one moving in from Trophy. And the one moving in from Trophy, Ice Rocker, is very quickly going to get that kill through the wall she had softened up earlier. Ali maybe getting a little bit too aggressive when you go for these attic holds, even though you have a castle. Sometimes those extra reinforcements on that wall really... I don't know. I'm surprised that that last reinforcement hasn't gone down anywhere.
I mean, hey, they probably don't need it, considering that the Aruni gates and the castles have made an absolute labyrinth upstairs that doesn't seem like Tachanka Angels know the pathway through, as Flog is going to go into the DBNO state. Swing out is Lock Tiger, but she's going to get cut down by Jay Holiday as Stephos picks up Bagel. It's all falling apart at a moment's notice for the side of Wammen team. And Tachanka's Angels just explode onto the bomb site, just saying, screw the roam, we're just going to take the site, and it works out perfectly for them.
It seemed like after after Ali died, Ali was kind of the linchpin in that round, where after she
Mhm.
was gone,
She popped up for a 4K last time.
yeah, and the entire defense just kind of fall apart. So they lose Attic. That allows the Attic push to come through. Not only do they take dip, the Zero is able to rotate over as well, and they kill Cass, drop the hatch. At the same time, there's a stage take going on. So good, good split. Well, my webcam is kind of lagging.
Yeah, we
Oh,
are
there,
back
it's
to. We are going to
Um,
be rehosting because the lag spikes are really bad. There's been a lot of
Yeah.
server-wide issues. I've seen people crashing out of scrims and stuff like that on Central. So we're going to go ahead and I think we're rehosting. Maybe
I think
not.
they're still deliberating in the chat. But
Yeah, I think
yeah,
they're
and so
deliberating. We're making
at the
sure that the
same
players have the best experience. That's what we do here.
yeah. And at the back to the round, at the same time there was a stage push going on. Now, the Maverick peeked ahead of the drone. Not good. We've seen that a lot. Maverick, you gotta wait for someone to call out that info. Plus, you did that before you opened the wall, and that is just not even as Maverick, as anyone.
Mhm.
That's not a great peek. Not a great peek.
Hey, they
to
got the
take.
refrag. They got the refrag.
They did get the refrag, but they only got the refrag because Castle got a little greedy. That's another thing. Just because you down someone does not mean you need to go for a kill, especially on an angle like that when it's, going for a stage take. Sure, the Maverick should never have peeked that angle, but you should never go and confirm that kill afterwards because that is a very exposed position. Someone could be holding the double door, and you don't have a teammate holding your green hall from kitchen, which is a part of the map that I'm very curious as to why the defenders weren't at least,
Green
shadow
Hall is a
pressuring.
very powerful position.
Yeah, because
We
that allowed the
saw a
Maverick up.
Wammen team do it, or I guess you didn't, but me and Adam last time they would just have a shotgun swinging that Aruni gate, and actually it was the castle. Never mind, it was the castle.
Super
would,
shorty.
be popping off early in the round and then falling back. But we haven't really seen that. It's been more of a passive play over towards green 90, with the fall off kind of never happening because what used to be the fall off position is now the primary position. So maybe for the side of women team, they'll up the aggression just a little bit because the way that they were playing was looking good. Then they slightly tweaked some things, and now they haven't seen as much success because they started off 4-0, Harrison. They were doing everything right. And
Yeah,
I don't
that was
necessarily know if it's TACHANKA'S Angels figuring out women's team strategy as much as the slight tweaks. And I think for the side of Wammen team, I think they made more mistakes that round that TACHANKA'S Angels were able to capitalize on.
And though, in 5 rounds, only having one screw up is a pretty good record.
Mm-hmm.
They're currently batting an 80%.
5 seconds to go.
This is the, quite literally the exact same upstairs hold that we saw last time. Hopefully TACHANKA'S Angels are ready for it, and they're still bringing the Buck Hard Breach. Don't do that. Don't bring Buck Hard Breach. If you're bringing a Buck, take the stuns, because you have literally no burn. And now your Buck is dead because Cass is just going to peek it from garage. So down goes Ice Rocker, and down goes any hope of a big window white push, which it seems like that's what TACHANKA'S Angels were setting up for, considering the fact that they've taken into the shower hall. So that's a pretty big blow.
Yeah, on a big window white take, your Buck should almost be treated like your hard breach, and just that is get down Mr. President territory where you cannot have Ice Rocker pass away, which for Kaz, with Wammen team reading into the positioning of TACHANKA'S Angels so far, it's probably like, yeah, they were probably going for a big window take. This is a huge pick because the operators and the overall game plan of TACHANKA'S Angels now has to change at a fully fundamental level. They're going to have to funnel in through doorways, most likely. They're going to have to go back into the take that we've seen Wammen's team shut down before it even started. That Master Attic split, they were not able to get either of these positions opened up because of Ali's shield inside of Trophy and Bree playing strong over towards Dip.
Again, we'll see the ace go out on Attic, but this time, Jay will use 2. So they have significantly less to open the games wall if that's what they go for, now that they don't have that Buck, so the big window white take is significantly hampered. She'll actually put a Claymore on the Attic breach, curiously enough. In comes Flog up first. She's got nades in her pocket, so she might be able to throw those through if too much of that anti-projectile is dedicated to the shield. As she moves up, though, she will get spotted by the proximity alarm, but just run around and pre-fire Bree. Flog has no fear, and Bree somehow just didn't react to the beep going on 5 feet in front of her. So now Attic goes the way of the attack. Flog and Jay have full control. Like I said, there's really no pinch from games. Both of the hard breachers are the ones pushing Attic, so no split will be established. Peach, she's just trying to clear out herself onto these players inside of Trophy, and Bagel, completely unaware of the stealth play, is going to go down. Finally, there's another refrag. In comes Allie as well. It's 3 kills in a row for the defense. And this attack, which was shaping up so nicely, has now started to fall apart. Allie is going to get a little bit brazen with the Bailiff as Stefos chucks a nade her way. There's even a Claymore at bottom main for whatever reason. There's only 8 seconds. Stefos, again, stuck in the 1v3. This round is pretty much over. Good recovery from Wamens, even though with the control the attackers had and those initial picks from Attic and the one onto Bagel really looked like they were going to have the advantage.
Yeah, we've seen good moments from nearly every single phase for TACHANKA'S Angels, but they haven't been able to piece it fully together. We've seen some good early round, which just like the initial entry onto the upstairs roam on round 2. And then we've seen some good mid-round adjustments, and we've seen some good kind of transition into the execute phase, and we've seen a good execute phase. But the problem is that they've been each in separate rounds. You haven't seen a fully complete and cohesive one quite yet, but I'm hoping that as soon as they swap onto the defense, they're definitely a lot more comfortable because, I mean, Harrison, this is Oregon after all. I mean, how many times have we seen a double 5-1 Oregon halves go to overtime? I think if we had a nickel for each time, we could probably buy like a McFlurry from McDonald's maybe. Maybe get a Frosty from Wendy's.
Ooh, Frosties are good.
We get a Frosty. Get a Frosty and some fries.
I don't know my favorite Wendy's order ever was.
It's your $30 order, right?
Yeah, it's a bourbon bacon cheeseburger, a Baconator, cheese and bacon fries, a loaded baked potato, and an order of normal fries because it comes with normal fries, and
the cheese fries.
And it's epic.
5 seconds remaining.
Anyway,
So I haven't.
as
I hadn't
Cyano
had
just called me
Wendy's.
disgusting. Come on, Cyano.
Well, Harrison, I hadn't.
We're supposed to be brothers. You were my brother, Cyano. I trusted you. You were supposed to bring balance to the East, not destroy it. Sorry. Anyway.
But Harrison, I hadn't had Wendy's in like 2 or 3 years, and I had the pub burger, and it was like on a pretzel bun.
Never had that.
Actually, very
Sounds
good. Actually, very good.
Ooh, that sounds pretty good. You know what else is pretty good? I like the Frost. Frost
I
is
do
an
like the
operator
Frost.
I enjoy seeing. She locks off windows. Now, unfortunately for TACHANKA'S Angels, these are windows that you can rappel on top of, but it requires the attackers to gather proper info if they want to rappel upside down and shoot those frost knives, blah, 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 blah. Plus, she's got a shield, which is very good. Now, unfortunately, the thing I don't like about TACHANKA'S Angels setup is that with the Frost bringing the shield and bringing the Maestro and the Legion, sure, it's a lot of good utility, but you don't have anything to protect those shields. And as I talk about their lack of utility, it seems that they're also going to suffer from a lack of manpower, as it's 4 kills in a row for the Wamens. Now, Bree will suffer a down thanks to one of those frost mats, but I don't think Peach is going to be able to capitalize, as she takes out Allie, simply walking up white looking for the last frag, because we know how excited Allie can get sometimes. It's going to be Tiger getting that refrag. And now, the Wamens will go up 6-1. Quite the lead, and only 1 point away from winning the game.
Yeah, match point.
Yeah, I didn't even get to toss away from the setup. That was quick.
Yeah, that was a snap your fingers, a blink and you miss it moment where, I mean, Cavs were just sitting outside of the classroom and just throwing nades up. Got one, almost got a second, and then just the up white into sight, the patented special of every rank star just came through. So Allie just fly on in. Bree was getting some frags with the good old fashioned ARX. And overall, Wamens team just look a little bit more comfortable on this map, I would say, as You know, Ali did say that this was by far their best map, and now that they've gotten it 2 weeks in a row, I'm sure that every Project Eris team are just nudging their coaches and analysts and captains and all of their players and going, "Hey, hey, write that down, psst, psst. Guys, write that down."
They're running it back. We got-
No more Frost this time, but
So they're
instead we
bringing a
have Jay
different shield.
Yeah, I'm about to say Jay Holiday on the Alibi. We saw
the
how
Alibi.
well that worked for Ali over towards Trophy. If Tachanka's Angels learn from their own mistakes and kind of
Cyano's,
say, "Hey, we're going to use it against her."
Cyano's highlighting what I was laughing at.
Yeah.
They have brought... So, all right. So they've dropped... What did they drop? They dropped the Frost, the Maestro, and the Valkyrie for Alibi, Wamai, Capcan. So, switching from Frost to Alibi, that's a pretty lateral change. Again, I would prefer to maybe see an Echo or a Smoke, someone with more utility who also brings the shield, but whatever, that's a minute point. Bring the Wamai.
Good.
Good.
I like it.
Good. Protects that shield.
There's a
Bring in the
reason that we see
Capcan.
there's a reason that we see Wamai bans on this map
Yeah,
because he's very
exactly.
strong.
But bring the Capcan, while it can, really catch teams off guard who aren't good at droning, okay, there's a difference between bringing Capcan and bringing Capcan instead or in combination with someone else. Both a Capcan and a Legion, I would say, is rather unneeded. You're bringing two Trap Ops who really don't bring a lot to the team in terms of utility. I would like to say maybe either the Legion or the Capcan traded back out for maybe a Jaeger to combo with the Wamai or an Aruni, the Valkyrie back because Valkyrie is just so good. Bring the Maestro back because you're going to need info because as of right now, sure, Tachanka's Angels have a lot of denial. They've got drone denial. They've got utility denial. They've got entry denial. But they don't have info for themselves. And that's already going to start biting them. Ice Rocker, who is roaming and meeting, gets shot in the back by Tiger, who is bringing the Hibana. Like that change as well. We're also now seeing the Nomad, that dedicated flank watch, and Kaz on the Iana, one of the entry stars for this team. We'll get the second one onto the Legion. And we know how strong the Legion gets with time, but she's taken out very early. Another kill will go the way of the attack. Make that a fourth. Flog has the only refrag for his team, for her team right now. And well, that's not going to go anywhere.
I think the idea for the double trap was how aggressive Wammen team played on their first attacking round. But at the end of the day, I think that they still got a little bit overwhelmed with just how confident Wammen team looked.
Yeah.
They were just a little bit more polished, a little bit more confident, and looked quite a bit better. And that's why they take this map into their back pocket. Sure, they lost to Disrupt last week, 7-5. Very, very close game. But they make it their own 7-1 victory, bouncing back in week 2, and are shaping up for a quite solid season.
Now, Wammen, quite the game. Again, to your point of why they brought the Trap Ops, I agree with the sentiment. If they're playing fast, if they're playing hard, Trap Ops like Capcan, Legion, Ella, Frost, stuff like that can really slow the attack down. In ranked.
But on Oregon, it is rough because it can just be such a utility-heavy map, so intensive upon flashes, shields, getting breaches open, where, I mean, I guess for the side of Wammen team, they kind of weren't breaching anything. They were just running in.
Yeah,
but once again, they were funneling into those choke points that, for the side of Tachanka's Angels, they could have taken advantage of. But I think that just them getting used to comp still is... We've seen steps. I think that they looked a lot better this week than we did last. I think that they're going to be one of those teams that continue to take steps week after week because they have the right ideas. They have potential. But so far, I mean, granted, they're starting at ground zero. You can't expect overnight they're going to instantly be like SSG. That would be ridiculous. That'd be ludicrous. But once again, I like the steps that we're seeing, the good ideas, but just kind of the most difficult aspect of becoming like a great team is having a good entry round and having a good execute round, having a good mid round is not necessarily the most difficult thing, but it's having all of those together in a single round. That's what separates the good from the great teams. And because we're seeing Tachanka's Angels have all of those little like glimmers of hope in here, it does give me kind of a good feeling that they're going to get better as time goes.
Yeah. So if we want to take, we want to treat this like a like a 5-paragraph essay and reach a conclusion, right? In conclusion, Tachanka's Angels, you guys looked pretty good. You got some shooters. I will say, a couple of your defense setups are a little bit odd, and a well-experienced team is definitely going to pick it apart because of how little utility or how little quote-unquote meaningful utility you're putting in certain places. But all in all, against less experienced teams, it's still okay. You know, you guys have time to grow and again, expand your comfort zones. Tachanka's Angels, same thing. Expand your comfort zones. Get out of that comfort zone. Try to find something that you want to play that's a little bit more directly useful for the team. Now, of course, again, that could take some time, but I believe in you. Everyone has that operator that they know is useful, not just the Jackal, not just your Legion, not just your Capcan, whatever. Second point, drones. Drones. Be more reliant on the drones than you are the Iana. Your Iana is a secondary source of intel. 3, again, secondary utility, stuns are better than Hard Breach Gadget. Smokes are better than Claymore. Main takeaways. Defense, the one big thing I'm going to say about your defense. If you want to slow down an attack, trap ops are not always the answer. A more concrete answer is shields, Maestro, Malusi, stuff like that. Arome.
We didn't see the Malusi
Stuff
on
like that.
any either
Actually, yeah, we
side.
didn't see Malusi at all. And we saw
Malusi's
Maestro
very good on.
Well, we see Maestro like once.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are probably my main takeaways if I'm the teams.
Yeah. I mean, but this wasn't a like. Would you say it was closer than a 7-1?
I mean,
I think it was still a deserved win for Wammen team. They looked
Yeah.
good. They made less mistakes, and that's kind of what most games boil down to. But once again, I just wanted to kind of double down and say back to Tachanka's Angels, they were looking a lot better than we saw last week, and just step by step, just one foot in front of the other. It's not going to happen overnight, and just keep on going.
Yep. Hopefully I didn't sound condescending because I wasn't trying to be.
We're trying to be constructive. We're trying to be as constructive
I'm trying to be
as possible.
constructive. I'm trying not to be CL or T3 Harrison right now. I'm trying not to rip into the teams. I'm being nice, but I've been afraid that me trying to be nice is coming off as patronizing and condescending. So I hope that didn't come off that way. But the teams, for very, very, very new teams, I have seen worse. Seen worse.
Definitely have seen so much worse.
I've seen worse from all male teams. I've seen worse from
collegiate.
T14. I have definitely seen worse in collegiate. But yeah,
I can make that joke because I come from collegiate and I live with 4 collegiate players right now. So.
Yeah, I've casted collegiate maybe a total of 6 times, and it was maybe enjoyable once. But yeah, the teams they definitely look like they have potential, and I hope in the future they'll be able to unlock it.
Yeah, but that's about it for today. We only have one BO1, and
that was it.
It was a reschedule. We're good,
and it was
Wammen team 7-1 over Tachanka's Angel. It was a bit of a speed run, but tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, we got more Project Eris going on. There will be 4 BO1s. I believe it's starting with me and Grace casting, so make sure to tune in.
Ooh.
That'll be fun.
Crazy.
But that's kind of it for today. I'm going to send it over to a host, to Brimstone, because shout out Jimstone Brimstone. He's the GOAT. And thank you so much for tuning in.